Hi everyone, welcome to Fridaysews. I am Rachel, and this is my episode of Fridaysews. I just watched a video from Jen's sewing room, and I wanted to do the questions that she's asking all the sewers to um, talk about themselves. Um, it's a hashtag that's going to be happening, and all the Friday sewers are going to be talking about themselves and getting to know each other. So this is what I am doing for my Friday sews today. Um, the first question is, what is your name? So my name is Rachel, and this is So Whatever. So yeah, my name is Rachel. Um, my dad and mom, they wanted to name me Ethel. I don't know which one's better. I think I like Ethel. But I like Rachel too, so um I'm glad they named me what they named me. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Dad. Um the next question is, where are you from? Okay, so I've been a couple places, so let's talk about that. I grew up in Chicago. Well, I didn't grow up in Chicago. Well, I was born in Chicago, should I say. And I left Chicago when I was about 15 or 16, and I moved to Missouri with my mom. And I was in Missouri for a long time, and I met my ex husband, and we moved to California. California, I was there for a very long time, and things happened. I got divorced, you know how that goes, and um, and I met my husband there. So, and then now we decided about 3 years ago to move to Wisconsin. Everybody asks, why Wisconsin? Okay, it's freezing here all the time. Well, in California, it's very hard to buy a house, and that was one of our, that's what we kind of wanted, is to have a house, to have that. So that's why we moved here, and my husband loves it. I like it. It's okay. I like the warmer weather, but hey, we'll talk about that later. Um, Next question. Question number 3. How long have you been sewing? So I started sewing when I was pregnant with my daughter. And that was, mm, let's see, about 7.5 years ago. So when I was pregnant, my girlfriend told me, "Hey, let's go to this." I think I've told this story before, where I went to this seatbelt bag company in California, and I was like, "Oh, those seatbelt bags are nice, man. I would like one of those." And of course, my girlfriend didn't tell me, "Hey, they're like $300." So, needless to say, I did not walk out of the store with a seatbelt bag, but I was determined to find out how to make one. And once I started making those bags, it just took off from there. I was hooked. Sewing to me, in my younger ages, I thought, oh, they're just a bunch of Grammys, grandmas sitting around sewing for people, and the sewing world has definitely changed. Um, I see so many young people now that are interested in sewing, and I think that's so neat. It's very neat that some young people are starting to look at this as not that old person hobby anymore. It's because once they start, they're hooked and they love sewing. So I always tell people, don't knock it till you try it. You might have a knack for it, and you might be really good. So And let's see. So that's how long I've been sewing. Number 4 is, what are your machines? So I have, it's funny because Jen in Jen's sewing room, she has the same one and she doesn't like it. Um, well, I don't know if she said she doesn't like it necessarily, but I don't know. Um, the Singer Quantum Stylus 9960. That was my sewing machine for a very long time. I did not start out with that one, but that is one that I have right now. And when I started sewing, I was working on a Project Brother runway Project Brother, or Brother Project Runway machine, and it was a good machine for a beginner. It really was. I liked it, and I had that for a long time, and it was a beast. Like, I was sewing seat belts, thick seat belts on that machine, and it worked. It worked really good. So if you're a beginner and you want a machine, the Brother Project Runway is a really good machine, and I got it from Walmart a long time ago. Let's see. I have a another Singer. I think I've shown all my machines before in another video, and this one is my newer one. This is the Singer Professional, and I really like that machine too. Um, it's a great machine. I like it. It runs a lot smoother than the Quantum Stylist, and it has the thread cutter, which is really neat. And Um, it's not like a low grade machine. It's more of a mid price range machine. And if I can afford another machine, I would like to get a a baby lock, like a just a really nice baby lock. That would be my choice. And then I have a serger. I have a Baby Lock Imagine serger. My husband bought me a serger when I first started sewing, and it was one of those machines that are like really hard to thread. So I was so intimidated by it that I didn't even take it out of the box. I take that back. I took it out of the box, saw that it was so complicated to thread, put it right back in the box, and took it to the store. And they had a used Baby Lock Imagine there, and I got that, and I've been on that ever since. That was a long time ago, and I still have it. It's a great machine. It's a great machine. It does give me issues sometimes, but it's a great machine. I love Baby Lock, so I want to get another one because this one is about ready to die on me, I believe. So, and then I have a cover stitch. And I had an unboxing on that cover stitch if you want to go back and look at that. The cover stitch is a breeze to thread. It is amazing. It's a Brother cover stitch and it is amazing. And I love that machine. I do. I still love to hem and everything on my serger, but when I have to do top stitching and all of that stuff, the cover stitch is amazing. It is amazing. Let's see, what is the next one? Self-taught or formal classes? Okay, so when I first started, like I said, when I first started sewing, I had the Project Brother runway, and I was watching YouTube videos. That's all I did, like constantly, was research, watching videos, and that's how I learned. Basically, I learned a lot through YouTube, and this was at the beginning of my my adventure in sewing. And my mother-in-law actually came over and helped me to thread the machine, and then it just took off from there. So I guess I would say I'm basically a YouTube taught sewist. So I took a quilting class, but that was like years after I started sewing. And I didn't start off making garments either. I started off making bags, and then I went to home deck stuff um, and quilts. Quilting was a big thing for me. It's not anymore, but it was a big thing. Um, let's see. Knits or wovens is the next question, number 6. And I would have to say I haven't had very much luck with wovens. Um, so I would say knits, because knits are very forgiving, especially um, with sizing and all that stuff. It's very forgiving, and I tend to make garments that I can actually wear when I use knits than when I use woven fabric. When I use woven fabric, I make things that are either too big or too small. And I guess that's just from not being as experienced as a lot of other people, and the directions it just blows me away sometimes. I get so confused and I'm like, forget it. Forget it. I am going to do my own thing. So, yes, and that brings us to our next question, Big Four or indie. And I would say that before I had my projector, I would say Big Four. Now that I have a projector, I'm all about indie patterns. I love them. Um, Mainly because you can project the image and just cut it out. You don't have to cut tissue paper. You don't have to do anything like that. And I mostly work with knits, so it's not hard. So that's my thing. I love indie patterns, but I have tons and tons and tons and tons of Big Four, and I try my very best to conquer a few at a time sometimes. Um, but one of my favorite tops that I've made this past month is McCall's 7721, and I love that. I love that pattern. It has actually been one of the only Big Four patterns that have actually fit me very well, and I've made like 2 tops from them. So, so I'm kind of stuck in between there somewhere, if you want to say that. Number 8, in store or online. I would have to agree with Jen and Jen's Sewing Room that I would rather go to the store. Well, with everything going on in this world, I've had to um, I've had to get comfortable with buying online. And so far, I've had really good luck. And I would say for a beginner, if you're wanting to um, buy fabric online, go with what the pattern suggests you sew with. That way you buy the right fabric. That was my problem when I was first sewing. I would just use the wrong kind of fabric for the pattern that I was using, and then it wouldn't look good or it wouldn't fit. But yes, I like to feel the fabric. I like to feel the fabric. I like to stretch, and sometimes colors don't come off very well in um, online. Like one time I bought a something pink. I think it was a knit or something. And it came and it was more coralish. Or, I bought something that was a yellow, and I thought it was a bright yellow, and it was more of like a egg yellow, like the inside of egg. It was more of that. So that's the differences between buying online and just going to the store and knowing exactly what you're gonna get. Um, that's why you should buy quality fabric. And anyway, let's see. Number 9, favorite sewing task. And I would have to say that my favorite sewing task is the actual sewing. Um, when you're putting things together and you lift it up or you look at it and go, wow, that looks so pretty, or that looks so nice, and then you think about who you're going to give it to, or if you're going to wear it and you're thinking, oh my gosh, that's going to look really nice. So that's my favorite task is actual sewing, and then my next favorite is cutting, because once you're done cutting you can get to the sewing. So that's my that's my thing. My least favorite, and this is not a question, but my least favorite is marking the fabric or snipping into my fabric. I always think I'm gonna screw it up somehow, but not too many people have that problem. Number 10 is, how did you hear about Fridaysews? And that would be Jen from Jen's Sewing Room. I when I first saw Fridaysews, I used to pass it. I used to pass it and think, I'm not really interested in that. And then I watched a couple of them just out of the blue. I just watched a couple of them, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is really good. I like this kind of content." And I asked her. I said, "Hey, can I do a Fridaysews?" And she said, "Sure." And then so that's how I found out about it. I found out about it through Jen from Jen's Sewing Room. And that is all the questions that are on this list. And this is fun, just to get to know all the Friday sewers. This is going to be really interesting. I do have a couple things to show you really quick because I know this video is very long. So let me show you. I went to Hobby Lobby and I bought this. This is beautiful. It's a stretched lace. Isn't that beautiful? And I'm going to use it as an overlay. So it's basically going to look like that. So Diana Austin from Ellie and Mac, she put up a video on how to use an overlay in the patterns. And I'm going to do the Discover T just like she did. And that is what I'm going to do. I have all of my pieces cut out. Not all of them because I was interrupted when I did it, but and I used my projector, guys. It's getting good. I love it. And then I bought another tie-dye. This is all from Hobby Lobby. And I did a tie-dye. Isn't this beautiful? Oh my goodness, it's so beautiful. Yeah. So this is beautiful. Oh, I gotta open it up and show you. Beautiful. Yeah. So that's all I bought. And then I bought some labels to go in the garments because my daughter. Has anybody used these? Do you think they're going to be itchy, like on my daughter's skin if I put them like in a neckband or something, or in the back of a pants? Because she has a problem with determining which one's the back, which one's the front. So I have to put a tag in there so she'll know which is the front and which is the back. So, and guys, I am taking a little break from Fridaysews. I might come on live on Fridays because I will be out of town for quite a bit, and I won't even be near my sewing machines. This is going to be a really hard task for me, but I'm going to be in California enjoying the warm weather, and hopefully it's warm out there, and just visiting my family out there and just trying to have a good time in California. And my daughter's excited she gets to see her cousins. So I will come on and do videos and just chat, but there's probably not going to be too much sewing going on because I'm not even sure that I'm going to have access to anybody's sewing machine out there. I might be having withdrawals. So, um, yeah, so I just want to let you know that I'm probably not going to be doing um, videos that are sewing related um, for a little while. So, but I will be back um, as soon as I can. So, anyway, I just want everybody to have a great weekend and be safe. And I will see you next time. Bye, guys.